Hello and welcome to Two Trees Gaming. Next week we've got the first episode of the arena, which Legolas and Gimli are going to be taking on, and the week after that is going to be a battle report between the Men of the West and Azog's Legion and Gundabad. This week though, we've got our first podcast that we ever recorded. We recorded it back in March. It's a little rough around the edges, but there is some good stuff in there. And public safety announcement, myself and Louis are going to build an army about halfway through to take to Doubles at Warhammer World, which is coming up in a week or so. We're not actually going to use that army. I've actually had some surgery and I can't do any modelling at the moment, leaning forward, chopping and painting things. So we've got to use an army that I've pretty much made and painted already. We will go through that briefly in another podcast. But for now, hopefully you'll enjoy it. It's the first one we ever recorded, so don't judge it too much. Thank you so much for watching. Hello and welcome to Two Trees Gaming Podcast. We're going to be talking about all things Middle-earth strategy battle game and our YouTube channel, Two Trees Gaming. We thought we'd start every episode with a little quiz. Louis is going to give us a stat line and we're going to work through it: fight, value, strength, defense. Me and Aaron will be able to guess at what we think the model is that he's pitching to us. And then the one that guesses correctly will get a point, and then every week or every month, however often we do these, we'll have a little leaderboard and we'll rotate who's providing the quiz to the other person. And then later in the episode, we're going to be building an army for a doubles tournament. We'll talk about what we're hobbying at the moment. We're going to do I'll pitch a legendary legion to these guys and they can let us know if it's any good. And then Aaron's going to pitch a tweak to the game and me and Louis will decide if it gets in our made up next edition of the game or not. Just a little rules change or something major. It's up to Aaron. And yeah, we'll go from there.
I've gone topical.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm fingers on the pulse. By the time this video goes out, it will cease to be topical and will probably have been FAQ'd. But I'm on the pulse.
So Louis is going to read out the stat line. Me and Aaron will be guessing. If we guess one and it's wrong, we don't get to guess on the next stat. So the other person essentially could get a free guess.
Do you want a hard one or an easy one to start with?
Whatever you want. I don't know.
Okay, go on. Right. Fight 4, shoot value 4+.
Oh, Captain Warrior Adale.
No? Good guess though. Strength 4, defense 6.
Okay. I might go for an Uruk High. Oh no, the defense 5. I think right.
Too late.
What are you going to say?
I was going to say Uruk High
What are you
Berserker.
What? Oh, I'm embarrassed.
I just thought that's because they're defense 5 now, aren't they? Oh.
2 attacks.
Okay. Fight defense 6, strength 4.
As a little clue, that's surprising.
Oh.
The strength 4 is surprising.
No. 2 attacks. If you'd have asked me to quote the line without seeing it, I'd have said 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
I think I've got an idea here that I'm going to go for.
I think it might be one of Thorin's company. I'm going to go with Oin.
No.
No.
I've got a guess. Give us the stat, but I've got a guess already.
2 wounds.
I'm going to say Hammer.
No. Not bad again.
He's like an advisor, so I thought he might think, oh, 1 attack, you know?
It's not, yeah, you're along the right lines. Courage 5.
Courage 5. Defense 6. Courage 5. Defense... But fight 4.
Could it be
Dune here?
Irolas?
Both not bad guesses. I think Irolas is fight 5.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want? Do you want the move or do you want the might, will and fate?
Might, will, and fate.
Okay.
It's 3-1-1, isn't it?
It's 3-1-1, yeah.
What do you want, all 3 or do you just want the first one?
Give us all 3.
All 3.
1 might, 3 will, 1 fate.
Wow.
I wasn't a million miles away with that healing dwarf. Melbeth?
Floy! Is it Floy?
Floy.
Yeah!
Nice.
1. So there's going to be a little score counter just here that says 1 to me. And then next time, I'll pitch one to you two.
I should have stuck with my dwarf theory.
That was hard.
That was hard.
I'm surprised he's got 2 attacks.
Doesn't he get things back for killing people as well? I don't know.
Each time a friendly Moria dwarf model slays an enemy hero or monster, Floy recovers a point of will.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be him. So he doesn't need 2 attacks at all.
No, but then he can spend the point of will to then negate a special rule.
And that's not even within 6 inches. That's battlefield wide.
We should take him to a tournament one day. I mean...
That's what I said about that Necromancer. Against that Can you imagine if I got Floy instead of when I played that Necromancer Legion and I just went, right, your resurrection thing doesn't work anymore.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
But I think actually what you would stop is you would go, Necromancer can't use his will for fate anymore. Now he's got 1 wound and I've just popped him off. Oh my god.
At the point this video drops, it's going to be the doubles tournament will be in a week or 2 at Warhammer World that we're going to be going to. Here in March, we know that me and Louis are together. We haven't nailed down our army yet. And Aaron's going to be pairing up with Leon, who I paired up with, which will have been the last video on Two Trees. But me and Louis, we need to plan an army. You've started converting a Tainted and Birder, haven't you? So we've got to build it around the Tainted and Birder. If anybody listening, the Tainted is now on camera, looking good. And Birder, let's have a look.
That's our most popular post on Instagram.
Ooh, 3 figures now. 100 likes.
So we're building an Angmar army and we're basing it around the Tainted and Birder because Louis already started converting them. We're aiming for a doubles tournament. So for doubles, I mean, maybe you guys disagree, but I think you need a big hero in each half and you need mobility. They're like the 2 key things unless you... I don't know, like, for me, it's not as important having high defense troops that can, like, hold a line or a pass, and archery is not as important.
I would say that unless you pick a Legendary Legion where you know who the leader is. Louis and I had that, where we knew Irma was going to be the leader and was going to then start in the middle in half the scenarios. We could have gone... we couldn't with the Legion we picked, but in theory, we could have gone Irma with a load of Royal Guard on foot and then had Gandalf with a load of mounted stuff, knowing that Gandalf is always going to be arriving. So that would be the only thing I would say about the...
That's true. And even though, so if I take the Witch King in my half, which is what I'm planning, even though he's Hero of Legend, because it's not a Legendary Legion, we still have to randomise who's the leader. So we can't go, right, the Witch King's always going to be in the middle, let's give him the archers and the foot troops.
If I take the Tainted and Birder, can I decide who's leading my army, but then we roll between yours and mine?
Yes.
Who would be your leader between Tainted and Birder?
So in scenarios, you've got leader kills. A lot of the time you're trying to defend your leader, that would lean towards taking the Tainted. Because he can just flirt around, staying out of trouble. But then obviously Bird is getting a lot of kills. Tainted can though, on the Fell Beast.
Yeah. Tainted could probably do enough on the Fell Beast to win a... Like, you'd expect him to go and kill 6 Minas Tirith guys, which will win you 90% of the...
Have you got the Tainted rules in front of you now, Lou? Do you want to just run us through what his special rules are? Because it's quite a unique model, isn't it? So it's a generic ring wraith, but then it's got a bit extra.
Yeah, generic ring wraith, 14 will, 2 might, 2 fate. Good caster. So it's transfix on a 3, compel on a 4. Not like Kamul and... what was it? The Knight of Angmar and Kamul. They're bad casters. He's a good caster, but he's 2 special rules. So Seeping Decay. At the start of the fight phase, roll a d6 for every non-spirit model in base contact with him. On a roll of a 6, they suffer a wound, both mount and rider if it's cavalry. Nice. And then Miasmatic Presence. At the start of the move phase, before heroic actions are declared, Tainted may spend a point of will. If he does, all warrior models within 6 inches of the Tainted may not benefit from a standfast rule, nor take part in heroic actions.
Not being able to take part in heroic actions against cavalry armies and high mobility, which doubles will probably have. Anybody else who's thought, right, this is doubles, we need mobility, we can turn off Riders of Theoden being able to charge and get around the board and things like that. And the miasmatic presence is just kind of the Seeping Decay, sorry, is kind of an added bonus, isn't it, really?
Is it start of the move phase he does that?
Miasmatic Presence start of the move phase before heroic actions are declared.
Right, okay, yeah.
And the Seeping Decay start the fight phase. So you might get lucky and unsurround yourself once or twice.
But also the key thing I think to build around is his taking away the standfast. If we can get in there, if I've got a Witch King on a Fell Beast, which is what I'm planning, and you've got the Tainted on a Fell Beast, if we can get in there hard, break them fast, take away their standfast, the games will be short, in theory, but they might be able to run. So I think we build around hitting hard and fast, where we can get our army onto one half of theirs. If they've got a smaller half of their army as well, we can smash that in theory, and then control the end game. So if the game ends up breaking or at 25%, if we've killed the smaller half with our mobility and the Tainted and all that, we can then pick and choose when we want to kill and end the model using a standfast rule. But I don't know who's the better leader out of the Tainted and Birder. What are your thoughts on that? Because Birder's obviously a bit of a tank, isn't he?
Let's see, Birder. So more often than not, they're getting victory points for wounding and killing the leader. Defense 6, 3 wounds, 1 fate. He's not that tanky with 1 fate.
He's more tanky than a Ring Wraith, though, isn't he? And the Ring Wraith, you almost want to be able to overexpose the Ring Wraith. If we want to have to grab an objective, or you want to be able to get in behind the line to hurl something, you don't want to mess up a heroic action or something like that and then not be able to get back out of there. Whereas he can be part of a battle line. I just think that's the safer bet. He's also got the Terror, which will help a bit with the -1 from the raids as well.
He's got a pick as well, so he's strength 7 if you want him to be.
I think we go for him as a leader, though. And then if I've got the Witch King as my leader, you've got Birder, that's pretty safe. And then the Tainted can be where we need him for cancelling with me's and standfast and things like that. Which means you're naturally going to have less mobility because of Birder. So I think if I've got the Witch King, I could take maybe like a Wild Wag Chieftain or a Wag Rider Captain, and then I can get over to you with maybe like a fast-moving banner. So if I've got a Wag Rider with a banner, and then maybe flesh it out with Orcs after that. But Witch King, I would probably go for 3 might, 2 or 3 fate, and 11 to 13 will, which should put him at about 180, 190 kind of mark. And then we've got, it's just whether you go for the Wild Wag Chieftain for the speed or the Orc Captain. The Orc Captain's obviously got heroic mark.
March is massive. And if you put him with a pick on a Wag, on the charge, it's not that different a profile.
Well, it's better because it knocks them down.
True.
White Wag doesn't have monstrous charge.
True.
The with me doesn't affect it either with the Wild Wag, which is key. Because obviously he's basically going to be a might battery for the Witch King to get the Witch King to Louis, and then the Witch King can use his might to heroic strike or channel.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm just going to tell you right now that miasmic presence affects you as well.
Yeah. Does the standfast as well?
Yes. Warrior models may not benefit from a standfast or take part in heroic actions.
So we definitely want Birder to be the leader, so the Tainted can just get away from our line at the point we need him to be away.
That's kind of perfect because we're not going to take a high cavalry army. So you've got Riders of Theoden coming in. We can cancel that big heroic move, but also it's only warrior models. So if we heroic move, we got Birder, which obviously doesn't matter, and then you've got the 2 Fell Beasts, still get the charge with 1 heroic move.
I think you should take some archery because I think with that is quite powerful if they are having to hide a hero from some archery. So in that instance there, if the warrior model can't take part, so you've got a line of Riders of Rohan, Theoden calls heroic move from behind the line, let's say Theoden, not needing to charge, but warrior models moving out the way so that Irma and Durnhelm can get in, for instance. If you cancel that, those Rohan models can't get out of the way, which means you're always lining up at least 1 clear shot on the hero that's going to have to call the heroic move.
Yes. The only issue is that it's Orc archers and we're going to be so low on numbers. So you're talking about maybe 3, 4, you know what I mean? Because we've got, with Birder and the Tainted together, what's that like? How much Birder? 115? Something like that?
110.
So 110, add 170, so you're 280 points out of 400. We should...
Hey, his shoot value is 4+.
If they've got 0 shooting, Birder is the reason they come to us, because we're lobbing some stones. And we should say that it's an 800-point tournament and we've got 400 points in each half.
Yeah.
Is there anything else though in Angmar? So obviously a lot of people would take Gulavar, and I've gone for the Witch King, but I think Witch King's more of an all-round threat, and I just love using the Witch King.
Well, that you be careful, because one of my tweaks is going to change your Witch King in this list, so...
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we haven't got points to spend on anything else. So you want to make the most of the army bonus. So you're thinking if the Felbeasts are off doing a bit, we've not got any spirit models in the line. So I'd take a Spectre or maybe two.
It only works on heroes, spirit hero models, not spectres. So you need a Barrow White or a Shade.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because I've thought that before, but yeah, friendly Angmar Orc models within 3 inches of a friendly spirit hero gain the Terror special rule.
Yeah, so you're looking at Barrow White, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, so your cheapest spirit there really is a Barrow White, isn't it, for 50 points?
I think a Barrow White combined with a Tainted and the Witch King would be insane.
At what point do we mention that half or 25% of the votes is going to be about best games?
I hope you're going to finish. Best case scenario is mid-table. Because I think the army might be so bad that you don't get any best army votes.
Yeah, but it will win a few.
I think you could end up in the cabinet. It will win a few. You could end up in the cabinet with a stunning looking army and nobody gives you best army because you're a pair of bastards. You remember when Gandalf kept blasting stuff off horses at the Doubles thing and how everybody loved it? Yeah, you got that times 10.
If I had the same problem at Throne of Schools though with Saruman, it's a source of best controlling other people's models. It's not a nice feeling, especially in the tournament where it is votes. And obviously we don't want to game it too much to win, but we have to consider it. Are the Spectres good though, because they can still potentially move an enemy model out and then we can bounce ring raids off them? Because they can move enemy models around.
I'd go for a Barrow White. I'd take a Barrow White. A Barrow White with 4+ paralyze. You're paralysing twice a game. And the hero doesn't have any will because of the Witch King and the Tainted.
Yeah.
If the Barrow White is on the table, they cannot resist a black dot.
Yeah, because they have to save it for the paralyze.
Because there's no point. They have to save it for the paralyze. Actually, you're taking a transfix.
And what we're saying is as well, is that armies and doubles need to be built around mobility, which hopefully the Tainted's countering, and big heroes, or the Barrow White, problem solved. So the Zoom went down. In the interim, I've got the armies book and I've got a calculator, so I'm going to work out the army roughly. We'll see what we actually use when it comes to it in what will be a week from now when the video drops. But what we're thinking then is, you've got Tainted,
Yep.
Birder, so that's 280. What else are you thinking in your half? Do you think you need the banner, or do you think...
I like the Birder and the banner is good. And then just a line of orcs, I think, because we need the numbers.
Are you going banner on a wag in case I end up in the middle of a scenario, or you need to get to me? Because the banner and the Tainted, I think, could be enough to swing things in my favour if I'm stuck, or the other way around.
Chuck them on a wag.
So banner on a wag, which is, what, 26-ish, and then, no, sorry, 36-ish. And then another wag to pass it to, in case you get shot as you walk in. And then that leaves you with about, well, it leaves you with 73 points. It's 72 points for 12 orcs.
12, yeah. Perfect.
So in your half, you're looking at probably Tainted, Birder, a wag with a banner, another wag rider with a piece of equipment, and 12 orcs with 1 equipment each.
Oh, and then you've got a spare point to give him a throwing spear.
Oh,
Okay, so how many models is that? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 16 models, which is low, but if I can match that, 32, that's about right.
Yeah.
So then in my half, we're looking at a Witch King, about 312-3, with a Felbeast and the Crown of Morgul. That's about 185. And then we're saying we want a captain on a wag with a shield as a might battery to give heroic march. So that's 55. And then we think Barrow White?
Yeah.
That puts me on 290, so I've got 110 points left. I think our numbers want to be about even so that they can't target you or target
orcs.
me.
12 orcs, a banner and a wag rider.
So 12 orcs puts us on 362. That gives us 38 points left, and we want just a couple of models in that.
Banner
you
and
think
a wag
like
rider.
3 wag riders?
Banner and a wag rider.
Another banner?
Another banner.
I take multiple banners when you've got a high value like army, so I don't know whether the other banner's worthwhile.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I could take a Spectre and a wag.
Yep.
Okay, well, watch this space then, but that, to me, looks about right. So I think that would be 2 wags, a Spectre, 12 orcs, Orc Captain, Barrow White, and then the Witch King on his Felbeast. It's enough to hold if the Witch King has to vacate with the Wag Rider maybe, and we can make that work. I think that's exciting. So Aaron, you're teaming up with Leon. Obviously, by the end of the tournament last time, Leon was basically carrying me. What are you thinking about taking?
So we are going for the coronation of Aragorn. Because we have a theme rather than being dirty bastards. So I'm going to be Gandalf the White, 5 knights of Minas Tirith with shields, 1 with a banner. Although the banner, I might tweak the banner, and a captain on a horse. And then Leon is Aragorn, king on horse. 6 knights, I think. Maybe 5 knights with shields. Yeah, 5 knights with shields, and then Hurin on a horse. So, and then we're going to do down the middle of that street, and we're going to do bunting.
Oh.
And then we're going to have Aragorn and the riders down the middle with the dismounts acting as an honor god for them riding out.
Oh my god.
And then we're going to put petals on the floor. So I need to find, if anybody knows where I can get flower petals that are like tiny, that'd be good. So, and then we kind of thought, so the reason I picked the banner was because I didn't think Aragorn's banner affected Gandalf. However, it does. And it's a 6-inch banner. I might drop the banner because it is 25 points, but then we don't then have a banner for the victory points. So, and then it's quite handy having a banner to follow Gandalf about.
25's an awkward number because then you're not getting 2 knights, but what are you going to get with that?
I could upgrade the captain, and I kind of want him to be able to march, but in theory, I could upgrade the captain to Faramir. Hello. Hello.
Oh.
Captain to Faramir with a lance and heavy armor and a shield. How many points is Faramir with horse is 8, so that's 90. Heavy armor and shield is 100. Lance is, so it'd be 105. No, I'm just short. I've got 90 points to play with. If I took the banner off and then dropped the captain.
And you're not tempted by like a trebuchet?
Bolt.
Could bolt throw.
Or bolt throw.
I quite like Baragond on a horse with a few Sithar guard mounted with bows.
Yeah. I think the captain
Your
being able
numbers
to
are
march.
going to be a problem. Like, how many is it total between the two of you? How many models do you have?
Leon's got 7 and I've got 7. So 14.
Oh my. 14 models. You've seen what happens in the only scene with Gondor Knights in the movie, right?
Gandalf appears. And saves everybody.
If you've got Baragond and a few longbows, you've then got that awkward thing where they can't put their heroes on the front rank because they'll get shot. They can't put them in the second rank because then Gandalf will Sorcerer's Blast into them and get them knocked off the horse.
And like, I don't need another hero. I don't need that. I could swap that for 90 more points a night. Gandalf's a hero of valor. What I wanted the captain for a might battery, and he gives march. And with Aragorn marching, me and Leon move 15 inches every turn.
Because of Aragorn's march, I don't think you need any mobility on Gandalf, really. Gandalf's got the reach. If Aragorn's in the middle, Gandalf can get there with his Sorcerer's Blast and his spells, whereas if Gandalf's in the middle, Aragorn can march all the time and get there. So you potentially, a few Citadel Guard bowmen, so if Gandalf isn't in the middle, the bowmen can be peppering shots on, grabbing objectives with the bodyguard rule. You could have shooting and range in that way, and Leon's range would come from being able to move fast with Aragorn. And you'd be able to control the game. So Leon's obviously great, but he's new.
17 points with a longbow. Feels like a lot.
Yeah. But a couple of bows. If they've got no bows...
Bodyguards, or tagging objectives is massive with the Citadel Guard. I use them all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Fight for bodyguard with a longbow.
Can't have them on foot either, because then it ruins the whole look of the...
Oh, you've got to have the theme, but they are on theme, the Citadel Guard, because obviously it's King Aragorn. That works.
I could swap them for the captain and tweak stuff about. I could have 3 Citadel Guard and a rider for the captain, I think, roughly.
Yeah.
1751. Yeah, that'd be 65 bang on. Would be. So that'd give me 6 Minas Tirith and 3 Citadel Guard on horse with longbows and Gandalf.
Boost the numbers a little bit.
I just quite like the idea of the captain. I've also got the sick captain model where he's like that. So maybe I'll have a think.
I kind of think the archery as well, though, I've got to say. And the objective grabbing, just to being able to sit on an objective with bodyguard. You're going to break every game, don't forget. because of your low numbers. If they've got bodyguard and Aragorn, you've got no problems. It's a great army with a great theme.
It's about the theme. It's because we're going for 5 best game votes, 5 best army votes, and then finishing above you two having only won one game. And look, there's got to be a point where that hero killing one, unless we are unlucky, we almost have to win. Because we don't have enough models for them to kill, and we've got Aragorn.
Are you taking 2 wins right now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But we've got Huron as well, so winning the leader is difficult. And what it means is, in theory, we've either got Aragorn as leader with Huron, or Gandalf as leader and Huron, and they're deployed separately. So you have 2 separate...
Because that Huron rule works either way, so that's perfect.
Works either way. So that's kind of why we thought Huron. And then Huron's hard as well, so...
I'm excited to see that.
You're going to win more games, but we're going to finish higher.
Well, that's it. That's the thing. That's what makes it great. That's why Throne of Schools is so good. I've made a Legendary Legion that I'm going to pitch to you guys. Let me know what you think of it. And we're going to basically make a 2 Trees Legendary Legion for an imaginary future edition or an imaginary tournament or something down the line. And I thought I'd make one for Gandalf defending Minas Tirith, because that needs a Legendary Legion. And I'm thinking film. So this is Gandalf and Pippin. I don't think it's Huron and Ingold. I think literally the only named heroes is Gandalf and Pippin. And it's just Warriors of Minas Tirith and Trebuchets.
Irolas.
Yeah, Irolas definitely.
Irolas definitely. He's in the front.
Aragon for the book.
If you go book, you've got to then add fiefdoms because they're on the walls with them. So that's why I'm going film. And I think that Irolas is upstairs in with Denethor burning Faramir, isn't he? So Irolas isn't there. So you've got
Irolas isn't. Irolas is there. He's not waiting to burn Faramir the whole siege. You're taking a very specific, because at that point Gandalf's also not on the walls.
Well, I understand Gandalf teleports around, but the Citadel Guard are all up with Denethor.
No Citadel Guard, no Fountain Court in this.
None of that. This is the bit of the siege where Gandalf's bonked Denethor on the head. He's like, right, to your positions. He's down there. He's telling them to shoot at the trolls. Send the fell creatures into the abyss. He goes down to the gate. No matter what comes to that gate, it's all of that stuff. And then the Rohan turn up. It's that bit of the siege there. That's what I'm thinking anyway. So this is my pitch. Let me know what you think though. And basically, obviously it's hugely limited. It's only fight 3 warriors. So you've got Warriors of Minas Tirith, Gandalf, Pippin, captains, and trebuchets. No bolt throwers. They're not in the film. Trebuchets. Now that's going to break Louis' heart. I get that. But we can amend. This is my thoughts, and you tell me what you think. Gandalf, we see him absolutely mopping up. Gandalf the White, 3 attacks.
Okay.
Hello.
Aaron's in. He loves his Gandalf. He's now got 3 attacks.
Hello.
Then we need a reason to take Pippin. So I think that Gandalf or other Gondor heroes should be able to use Pippin's might if they're within 6 inches of Pippin, and the other way around. So he's like kind of their friend, is everybody is with them, is protecting them, and that is to reflect that.
I think he gains the rule of Merry with Durnhelm. I think he's on Gandalf's horse.
That is the next part of my sentence. But you don't see him, so whereas Merry's taking the reins and Eowyn's getting 2 swords, with Gandalf and Pippin, they don't really fight together. But I do think, so he's not adding attacks and things, but I do think if Merry's mounted with Gandalf, Gandalf could use his might point, that kind of thing. But it's the same deal.
And I thought gain resistant to magic.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
That's all you need. I think that's all you need. I think you could treat it like the Whack Wag. You go, Gandalf can spend his might, will, and fate as if it's Gandalf's.
Yeah, okay, I'll go for that. And then Pippin, he's got to be mounted with him. All right, okay.
If he dismounts, all that's off, and then it's just you just got Pippin.
Yeah. Same as Merry and Durnhelm. Okay, I like that. And we need a reason. Gandalf rallies the troops at a few different moments. You know, he just when he bonks Denethor on the head, he rallies them there, and then obviously, no matter what comes through that gate, you will stand your ground. So I'm thinking he's a banner for 6 inches. This Legion is all about Gandalf, making Gandalf work. 6-inch banner, and then either 6-inch fearless, or 12-inch standfast?
One thing that could work is because they're not necessarily that brave, they're a bit scared, they're running off and all that. But when Gandalf's there, like you say, whatever comes through that gate, so warriors of Minas Tirith within 6 inches of Gandalf could gain the boldest of the bold special rule, which is Syrians. So that's +2 courage when charging a terror-causing.
Oh.
So it's like, yeah, so it's relevant for the trolls, but also they're still scared.
Are you giving them Gondor's +1 courage anyway rule?
We could give them that as well, and then they go up to courage 6.
Yeah, for charging.
Charging a troll.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's good. So then in terms of running and breaking, they're still courage 4 with the +1. And then they're courage 6 when they charge into trolls. That's good. I like that.
I don't think you can give Gandalf a bigger standfast because he's courage 7 and has will. If you give him a 12-inch standfast, you can't. The army just can't break. Well, like it breaks, but it then doesn't go anywhere at all.
They'd have to be able to charge Gandalf, wouldn't they? Which he'd have to be on the front line to an extent, but a good player would make that work in their favour massively, yeah. But then Saruman's got a 12-inch standfast that also affects heroes.
Yeah.
So Saruman's just like, you don't break at all, and they break at 66%. So it's not unprecedented. Well, I've got one more rule for you, and then we'll rein it in. So then my last rule has got to be to do the trebuchets, send the foul creatures into the abyss. But the Legion isn't built around trebuchets. For me, it's about the warriors on the floor. So I'm just saying trebuchets scatter 3 inches instead of 6. I'm not giving them rerolls and that kind of thing. But I don't know if that's maybe not good enough.
I think that's better than you think, because if it scatters, if you hit a cavalry line and the trebuchet only scatters 3 inches, its original target is definitely not off its horse.
Do you think it's too good though? Because you're not getting any rerolls to hit or anything.
Doesn't matter. Take 2 trebuchets, you hit every other time. You fire at a Rohan line, Theoden's off his horse, then Irma's off his horse, and then Thingy's off his horse, because they can't scatter it off.
So what would you do then? Because I think the trebuchets need something. This is a siege list. You know what I mean?
I think you could let them shoot in the first turn.
Oh, what? Like a bonus shot at the start of the game?
Preemptive volley, yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Obviously, you got souped up Gandalf, but you still. I don't know if I would choose the Legion. I can't, because then you're not taking hero. You're not taking any of these fight 5s. No one can strike.
Irolas definitely needs to be in there.
I just wonder, similar to the Pride of Delamroth, could captains gain +1 to their fight value within 3 inches of Gandalf?
Ooh.
And you get the fight 5 knocking about. It's not overpowered, but it's just in that tight battle line. Got fight 5 captains.
So I don't know. So let's assume then it's 3 attacks Gandalf. Pippin on his horse, he can use his might, will, and fate. The trebuchet's getting a shot early, and then Gandalf's a 6-inch banner, and then warriors of Minas Tirith get the Syrian +2 courage special, or the captains do as well. You're not, if you compare that to the Dragon Emperor, or Pitz the Dol Guldur, or Assault on Helm's Deep, you're still a special rule down. The only other one that I had written down, but I just didn't quite go for, was if you're outnumbered in combat, you add 1 to your fight value. Because it wants to be, you don't want it to be a game where the Minas Tirith outnumber the opponent. You've got 200 points of Gandalf, most games are 700 points. Take a couple of trebuchets, you can still probably get 30 Minas Tirith. Thematically, you want to feel like you're up against it. So if you're encouraged to take a couple of captains and be outnumbered to get the boost, that could be interesting.
I would add Irolas in, and I would add the Citadel Guard in. Potentially, probably with Beregond as well. I would give all the Minas Tirith Ingold's rule, but I wouldn't add Ingold in. I would say they don't back away in a fight because they are holding the gate. Whatever comes through that gate, you will hold your line, so the Minas Tirith do not back away. The opponent always backs away, unless the opponent has the same rule, in which case the Minas Tirith will back away.
Then you're getting your shield wall.
So you're always getting your shield wall. You're always holding your line, because you are... But the Citadel Guard, that does not apply to.
I really like the hold the line rule. I still don't like having the Citadel Guard. We don't see them fight at any point in the film. They're not there in the siege. The Rangers of Gondor aren't there. The Fountain Court aren't there. They're not fighting.
No, I like it. I think it's good. You do have to put a caveat where the only mounted model could be Gandalf.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think it's cool. I'd say let us know in the comments. I'll put some graphic on screen now Whether I've included Citadel Guard in that or not, I don't know. And let us know what you think about it.
Knights of the White Tower, yes or no?
Oh, Knights of the White Tower again. And maybe it's because I've committed to the film too much.
I just like the Knight of the White Tower. It gives you strike, gives you a bit of fight 5, and something else interesting.
I like the Knight of the White Tower as well, and interesting. Okay, well maybe it would do that. Maybe you would do the Knight and then the Citadel Guard as well then, and then you do the Shield Wall, and then like you say, you're encouraged to pick the Minas Tirith, but then what you end up doing is every Minas Tirith warrior has a fight for spear Citadel Guard fighting through it.
No, because that's part of the rule. They only get it when they are in Shield Wall.
Yeah, but you can be in Shield Wall with the people next to you.
Yeah, but then you can kill one, they're not.
Yes, that's true. Okay. Yeah, all right. I think we'll go for that. Let us know in the comments what you think. Let us know if you like it. We've got kind of one more little bit to do where we'll pitch a little tweak about the game. But I just thought I'd ask, what's everybody making at the moment? What's everybody hobbying and things?
Broken Rohan Tower. And set fire on.
That is getting on a battle report soon.
Had its door kicked in. And a demolition bomber's gone off.
Oh my god. That's so good.
And a blacksmith has been raided. All its doors are kicked in.
That actually looks so good. You've painted that really quickly as well. Because I saw pictures of that like a week ago.
I've not painted that. That's all spray paint. So that is like a Xandria just grey spray, Xandria just spray, brown spray around the bottom just to weather it all. So all I've done is spray paint that, and then black spray to do the char.
That's actually so good. For anybody who's listening, he's made a ruined Rohan town essentially, but the blackened scorch marks and things like that, it actually looks really good. I'd check it out on Instagram. We'll definitely put it up on that. And then the other thing I've been building that I showed you earlier, my street for mine and Leon's doubles, because I've got knights to paint.
Yeah. What are you working on, Jack?
If I were to turn my camera around, it would spoil the 3,000 subscriber video. There's a few, you can just see the edge of it here. I'm not going to say what it is, but I've got a few hundred models going that way, including some big ones, and then a bit of a board build over there, which is very, very exciting. Hopefully we'll be able to talk about that soon, but the last alliance took 13 hours. I think it might take longer.
I'm already going to tell you right now, I'm less invested in this idea.
Louis has provided, at Christmas, Louis bought me the best present I've ever received. And what I will say is, when we reveal the 3,000 subscriber video, I will also say what's going to be the video after that, so people can get properly excited, because that's the one that people want. Lou, what are you working on at the moment?
So Throne of Skulls last time took the Morgul Knights with the bridge, which was the idea was there, but it was a bit rushed and it wasn't perfect. But what was the best bit was Shelob underneath the bridge, magnetized, which was cool. So my entire Throne of Skulls this year is going to be magnetized. So I've built a cave essentially. So you've got Mirkwood on top with a few orcs, Razgush about to besiege Mirkwood, and then underneath is the caves of Mirkwood, just full of spiders.
Oh my god.
All upside down?
Almost everything is going to be magnetized upside down.
It's so good.
That is actually going to be insane.
So I'm going Razgush orcs, a wraith landing on a tree, and then half of the forest going to be kind of on fire, and then just every spider. So I've got, I think, 15 giant spiders, 3 Mirkwood spiders, Spider Queen, and I'm losing all army bonuses because I want to ally in Shelob as well, just because it looks cool.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's got to be done. Okay, well, we'll end every podcast in the same way, where we will pitch a tweak. It's Aaron's turn to pitch a tweak to us. Just a little change in the rules, and me and Louis will decide if we think it's a good idea or not, and whether it gets into our imaginary future edition of the game. And then, yeah, what have you got for us, Aaron?
So, my tweak is the Witch King has 2 profiles. It has his current profile, but in the current profile, he does not have access to the Crown of Morgul. he then has a secondary profile, because I'm saying the Crown of Morgul is the crown that is put on him before the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Are we agreed that that's what that is?
Yeah.
So he gets that when he's at the height of his power. He has, and whether you do this as a secondary profile or not, but you have the secondary profile that is the Witch King at the height of his power. It's exactly the same, comes with the Morgul crown, but you don't have the options of adjusting his will, or his might, or his fate. So he comes with 3 might, 20 will, 3 fate.
Yeah, so the reason I like it is because I don't like auto takes on things. So why would you ever have a Witch King without it?
Can you name a hero you wouldn't spend 25 points on to be able to re-roll magic resist and have 2 more attacks?
It's the same, so you never see a Boromir White Tower without his banner. You never. So there's things where I like the idea to have it without it.
I actually really like that idea. That's a nice fix. Well, it doesn't need to be 2 profiles. I think you just say Crown of Morgul has got to have 3 might, 20 will, 3 fate. But actually, that's pretty good, and it solves the problem of obviously lots of people taking him in loads of different lists. And
he's 55 points dearer than another named Wraith on a Fell Beast.
Yeah.
Which feels about right. He feels 55 points better.
For me, that can go in our imaginary next edition. Where are you at with that?
Yeah, no, I like that. I think that's good. I like excuses to see different stuff. You see so many different armies, which is amazing. So you different tournaments, different armies winning all the time. Anything that enhances that is awesome. So I think a reason to take something different or whatever.
I still think people take him.
Yeah, 100%.
I think fewer people take him, but he's still, at 225 points, he's still worth it.
And he's more like a match for Gandalf the White then, which is good. You want them to be like...
Gandalf the White, Aragorn, Gil-galad, Elendil, becomes that level.
And what about just for if he was leading an Angmar army at the peak of their power, is this available to them, or is he not in that list?
No, I think you could put him in that list, because I think the 225 is enough of a... But you need to be able to have the option of not taking the crown.
Okay. Well, you're in. Well done. That's the first tweak, and it has made it into our future edition. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll try and do these kind of maybe once a month, something like that, but we'll see how it goes. Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed it, because obviously this is our first attempt at our podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for me.
Bye.
Bye.
Wonderful. We're trying our best to level up the channel, and we can't do that without your help. So thank you so much to our Patreon supporters, our wizards, Jesse Cruzman, Theodorus Kakaris, Leon, Gareth James, Michael Virtuoso, Dave Capeless, Liam, Ian Young, Julian Hammond, and of course our mum. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel, and why not follow us on Instagram for sneak peeks behind the scenes, or join us on Patreon to help contribute to future content. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.